Now let's have a look at the other lists. Expandable list is a list that can have a single level of sub-items attached to each item. In this list, if an item that has a sub-item is clicked, the list expands and the corresponding sub-items are displayed. All the items in an expandable list are custom list items. A grouped list is also a list containing custom list items. The feature of this list is that several items form a group. As you can see in this figure, the items are bound to Group A or Group B. Therefore, this class supports two functions that are not supported by other lists. These functions are addGroup and addItem. The addGroup function adds a group, and the addItem function adds an item to a group. In addition, look at the small letters A and B in the figure on the right. This is part of the fast scroller. This fast scroll feature enables fast group searches when the corresponding group name is clicked. If a group is selected using the fast scroll, the fast scroll event listener runs. Next, let's have a look at the slidable list. The slidable list was designed for lists that have many items and therefore only load items on demand. Unlike other lists that create and add all the items when the list is created, this list enables a short initial loading time and uses the memory efficiently by dynamically allocating memory only to the items that are currently being displayed on the screen. In addition, this list has the function to unload items hidden from the screen. A slidable list has an event listener called iSlidableListEventListener. This event listener provides the functions to support on-demand loading and unloading. Let me now show you the actual process for creating a slidable list. First, when the slidable list is initialized, the initialization is completed simply by creating the slidable list and preparing the format. The process of acquiring each item is not performed at this stage. When the list is displayed on the screen for the first time, the onList property requested function of the event listener is called. This function must return the number of items of the list and their total height. Then, to draw the items on the screen, the onLoadToBottomRequested function of the event listener is called. This function creates the cells specified by the arguments and adds items by calling the loadItemToBottom function for each one of the items. If this list is scrolled up while it's being displayed, some new cells must be displayed on the screen, while some existing cells must be hidden from the screen. For the new cells to be displayed on the screen, the onLoadToBottomRequested function is called, and the loadItemToBottom function is called to create the necessary cells and add the items. For the existing cells to be hidden from the screen, the onUnloadItemRequested function of the listener is called. After that, the listener function must free the resources used for these items. Scrolling down is the same. Because the locations of the cells to be hidden and the cells to be displayed have been reversed, the onLoadToTopRequested function is called for the new items to be displayed. In this case, the loadItemToTop function is called instead of the loadItemToBottom function to create the cells. At this time, the items have to be added from the bottom to the top. The existing cells to be hidden from the screen are processed in the same way as I described previously. Let me show you a part of the actual code of the slidable list. As I explained previously in the list initialization process, the slidable list is created and constructed, and the event listener is registered. In addition, the format for each item is prepared. So you can see the process to add items to the list is omitted. I have created this createItem function to create cells on the fly. This function receives a few parameters and creates a custom cell. The onListPropertyRequested function in the listener sets the total number of items as well as the list height by calling the setItemCountAndHeight function. The next function is the onLoadToBottomRequested function of the listener, which is called when cells are loaded. This function creates the number of cells specified by the corresponding index and adds the cells by calling the loadItemToBottom function. The onLoadToTop requested function also creates items and adds items by calling the loadItemToTop function. Note that the order of the iteration has been reversed here. Finally, the listener's onUnloadItemRequested function frees the resources that were used to create the items according to the index. In addition to the previous functions, the color picker, slider, edit time, and radio group controls are supported for inputs, and the progress, label, and animation controls are provided for outputs. Bada also provides external controls such as flash and map, which can be used in conjunction with other controls. Other controls provided include the icon list, tab, and container items.